Life has a peculiar way of unfolding the tapestry of our existence, thread by thread, revealing patterns we never anticipated. My name is Ethan, and if you had told me a year ago that my world would be upended by betrayal, I would have laughed it off. But here I am, sharing a tale that turned my life inside out. It began on a typical Thursday evening. I was a software engineer, a profession that demanded long hours and often intruded into my personal life. My wife, Sarah, was the light of my life. With her vibrant energy and infectious laughter, she filled our home with warmth and love. Or so I thought. That evening, as I returned home earlier than usual, eager to surprise Sarah with dinner from her favorite Italian restaurant, I was the one surprised. The house was eerily silent. Sarah's car was in the driveway, but she was nowhere to be found. Confused, I called out her name, only to be met with silence. It was a stray sound, a faint giggle that wasn't mine or Sarah's, that drew me to the half-open door of our home office. The sight that greeted me was like a punch to the gut. Sarah entwined with someone I thought was a friend. The betrayal was stark, undeniable. In that moment, the world as I knew it shattered. The pain was indescribable, a mix of betrayal, anger, and a profound sense of loss. I retreated without a word, the image seared into my memory. The following days were a blur of emotions. Anger, sorrow, and disbelief became my constant companions. But amidst the turmoil, a plan began to take shape. If Sarah sought to destroy our marriage with her infidelity, I would dismantle her deception with my intellect. I vowed to myself that my revenge would not be petty or violent. No, it would be a demonstration of my skills, a testament to my cunning. A plan so ingenious, it would expose the infidelity in a way that would leave no room for denial or escape. And so my journey of revenge began, not with anger, but with a cold, calculated resolve to unveil the truth. In the aftermath of the revelation, my initial instinct was to confront Sarah and her lover, to unleash the storm of emotions raging within me. But fueled by a desire for a revenge that was both sophisticated and revealing, I chose a different path. I spent countless nights pondering over my next moves, each plan more elaborate than the last. My background in software engineering provided me with a unique set of skills, and it was these skills I decided to leverage. My plan would not only expose Sarah's betrayal, but also serve as a testament to my intellect and resourcefulness. The first step was surveillance. It was crucial to gather evidence, undeniable proof of Sarah's infidelity, that would leave her no room for excuses or lies. I installed hidden cameras and microphones in our house, carefully concealed to avoid detection. Every moment, every whisper of their betrayal was recorded, a digital testimony to their deceit. But mere evidence was not enough. I wanted Sarah to experience a revelation, an unveiling of her actions so dramatic, so irrefutable, that it would shake her to her core. To achieve this, I needed to be patient, to wait for the perfect moment when the impact would be most profound. As the days passed, I watched and recorded the evidence piling up. But I also observed Sarah's behavior, her routines and habits. It was in these observations that I found the key to my grand reveal. Sarah was planning a weekend getaway with her lover, a secret escape to a luxurious cabin in the woods. It was the perfect opportunity. I would use their planned getaway as the stage for my grand unveiling. But the reveal needed to be more than just confrontation. It needed to be a spectacle, a dramatic exposé that would leave an indelible mark. I began to lay the groundwork for my plan. Using my technical skills, I created a series of automated messages and videos, timed to disrupt their illicit weekend at the most opportune moments. Each message would reveal a piece of evidence, a fragment of their betrayal, culminating in a final, devastating revelation. As the day of their departure approached, I felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. This was it, the culmination of weeks of planning and preparation. I was about to embark on a psychological chess game where the stakes were the truth and my opponent was the woman I once loved. The plan was set in motion with a simple text message, the first domino to fall in a carefully orchestrated sequence. "Enjoy your weekend," it read, seemingly innocuous but laced with the promise of the revelations to come. The morning dawned with a sense of inevitability. The pieces were in place, the stage was set, and the actors, unknowingly, were about to perform in the drama I had scripted. The quiet before the storm was palpable, a tension in the air that seemed to whisper of the coming upheaval. As Sarah and her lover departed for their clandestine retreat, I activated the surveillance system I had installed at the cabin. It was not just a means of watching, but a critical component of the spectacle I had planned. With precision, I had ensured that every angle of their betrayal would be captured, a digital stage for the drama to unfold. The first message had already sown seeds of confusion. I could see Sarah's perplexed expression through the hidden cameras as she read the text. It was the beginning of her unraveling, the first thread pulled in the fabric of her deceit. As they settled into the cabin, I waited for the perfect moment to strike. It was crucial that they feel secure, unguarded, for the impact of the reveal to be most potent. And then, as the sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and red, I initiated the second phase of my plan. The cabin's smart TV, which I had hacked into weeks prior, flickered to life. Sarah and her lover watched in stunned silence as a video montage of their secret meetings began to play. Each clip, each whispered promise, was a hammer blow to the facade of their secrecy. But this was just the beginning. As the video played, automated messages from my number began to bombard Sarah's phone. Each message contained a piece of evidence, a photo, a video clip, a snippet of their conversations. With each message, I could see the realization dawn on Sarah's face, the understanding that her betrayal was no longer a secret. The climax of my plan was a live video call. As the final piece of evidence was sent, I called the cabin's smart TV. The screen shifted from the recorded evidence to my live feed. The shock and horror on Sarah's face were palpable as she saw me, not with anger or sadness, but with a cold, calculated indifference. "Enjoying your weekend?" I asked, my voice calm, devoid of the turmoil that had once consumed me. It was the culmination of weeks of planning, a moment of revelation that was as theatrical as it was devastating. The call ended, but the impact lingered. The betrayal was laid bare, not just in the privacy of their secret rendezvous, but in the glaring light of undeniable evidence. It was a moment of reckoning, a dramatic unveiling that left no room for excuses or lies. The immediate aftermath of the reveal was a cacophony of emotions, a storm that both Sarah and I had to navigate in the ruins of what was once our marriage. The silence that followed my dramatic departure from the live call was deafening, a void filled with the echoes of betrayal and the remnants of a relationship shattered beyond recognition. In the hours that followed, my phone remained eerily silent. The anticipation of Sarah's response weighed heavily on me, a testament to the complex web of emotions that still tethered me to the woman who had shared my life. It was a bizarre juxtaposition of wanting to sever all ties and yet yearning for some form of closure, an explanation that would somehow make sense of the chaos. When Sarah finally reached out, her message was a mixture of shock, apology, and desperation. She pleaded for a chance to explain, to meet in person and discuss everything. Part of me wanted to dismiss her outright, to close this chapter of my life with the same decisiveness that had characterized my plan. Yet another part of me needed that confrontation, not for reconciliation, but for closure, to hear her side of the story, however futile it might be. The meeting was set in a neutral place, a quiet coffee shop that held no memories or emotional weight. Seeing Sarah in person, the weight of her actions visible in her demeanor, stirred a malix of emotions within me. Anger, betrayal, and an inexplicable sense of pity for the path she had chosen. Sarah's explanation was a tangled web of justifications and excuses. She spoke of loneliness, of feeling neglected amidst my busy work schedule, of finding solace in the arms of someone who made her feel seen and heard. But as she spoke, it became clear that these were not justifications, but reflections of deeper issues within our marriage, issues that neither of us had been willing to confront. The conversation was not just a revelation of Sarah's actions, but a mirror reflecting the failings of our relationship. It was a painful acknowledgement that our marriage had been crumbling long before the affair, eroded by neglect, communication breakdowns, and unmet emotional needs. As the conversation drew to a close, it was evident that there was no going back. The betrayal had cut too deep, the trust irrevocably broken. Our paths, once so intimately intertwined, were now diverging towards separate futures. In the aftermath of the storm, as the dust of my shattered marriage settled, I found myself standing at the threshold of a new beginning. The journey from betrayal to revelation had been tumultuous, a path fraught with pain and introspection. Yet it was this very journey that paved the way for a rebirth, a rediscovery of self beyond the confines of a broken relationship. The weeks turned into months, and with each passing day, the weight of the past grew lighter, its hold on me loosening. It was in this period of transformation that I discovered an unexpected source of healing, sharing my story. Initially, it was a means of processing my own experiences, a way to make sense of the chaos that had engulfed my life. But as I shared more, I realized that my story resonated with others, individuals who had traversed their own valleys of shadows and were seeking a beacon of hope. Encouraged by this connection, I began to explore new avenues for sharing my experiences. I started a blog, a digital canvas where I painted the intricate details of my journey from betrayal to strength. Each post was a chapter of my life, raw and unfiltered, offering insights not just into my own healing, but also into the universal struggle of overcoming personal crises. The blog grew, its roots reaching deep into a community of readers who found solace, inspiration, and companionship in my words. It was a humbling experience, a reminder that even in our darkest moments, we are not alone. Our stories, however unique, share the common threads of human emotion, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of happiness. Amidst this period of growth and self-reflection, I also found myself exploring the world of dating again. The thought was daunting at first, a venture into the unknown after the familiarity of a long-term relationship. But I approached it with the same resolve and openness that had guided me through my journey of healing. Dating was a mixed bag of experiences, each encounter a lesson in itself. There were awkward first dates, connections that fizzled out, and moments of self-doubt. But there were also moments of genuine connection, laughter, and the exhilarating possibility of new love. Each experience, regardless of its outcome, was a step forward, a reaffirmation of my ability to move beyond the past and embrace the potential of the future. As my journey unfolded, one of the most unexpected paths I found myself exploring was the road to forgiveness. The concept had seemed foreign, almost inconceivable in the immediate aftermath of Sarah's betrayal. Yet as I navigated the complexities of healing and moving forward, I began to understand that forgiveness was not a concession to those who had wronged me, but a gift to myself. Forgiveness did not come easily. It was a process, one that demanded introspection, empathy, and a profound shift in perspective. I had to confront the pain head-on, to acknowledge the hurt and the anger, but also to look beyond it, to the human flaws and fears that underpin so much of our actions. It started with forgiving Sarah. This was not an absolution of her actions, nor a reconciliation of our relationship, but rather an acknowledgement that holding on to anger and resentment served only to anchor me to the past. By forgiving her, I was not excusing her betrayal, but freeing myself from the emotional chains that bound me to the pain. But forgiveness extended beyond Sarah. It reached into the depths of my own being, to the recognition of my own imperfections and the role they played in the unraveling of our marriage. I had to forgive myself for the oversights, for the moments of neglect, and for the failure to communicate that had contributed to the chasm between us. This journey of forgiveness was transformative. It allowed me to let go of the bitterness that had threatened to define me, to reclaim my peace, and to open my heart to the possibilities of life. Forgiveness brought clarity, a deeper understanding of myself and the relationships that shape our lives. With forgiveness came a newfound freedom. It was as if a weight had been lifted, allowing me to move through the world with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. It opened the door to new relationships, to deeper connections built on a foundation of trust, understanding, and mutual respect. With the foundation of forgiveness laid, my journey took on a new dimension, embracing change and actively building the future I desired. This phase was about more than moving past betrayal. It was about reimagining my life, setting new goals, and pursuing them with a vigor and determination born from the trials I had overcome. Change began with introspection, a deep dive into my own desires, values, and aspirations. For so long, my identity had been intertwined with my relationship, my career, and the expectations of others. Now I was tasked with defining who Ethan was outside of these constructs. It was a daunting but exhilarating process, one that allowed me to reconnect with passions and interests that had been sidelined, and to discover new ones that sparked joy and fulfillment. One of the most significant changes was a shift in my career focus. While I remained in the tech industry, I redirected my energies towards projects that had a tangible impact on people's lives. This was not just about professional satisfaction, but about contributing to the greater good, a legacy that extended beyond code and algorithms. I also embraced the change in my personal life. I cultivated new friendships, relationships that were built on shared values and mutual respect, rather than convenience or history. I learned to be more present, to listen deeply, and to engage with people in a way that was genuine and open-hearted. Physical and mental well-being became a priority. I took up running, a physical manifestation of moving forward, each step a testament to my journey from pain to strength. Meditation and mindfulness became daily practices, tools for grounding and centering myself amidst the inevitable ups and downs of life. As the chapters of my life continued to unfold, one of the most profound and unexpected developments was the gradual reopening of my heart to the possibility of love. After the deep scars left by betrayal, I had fortified myself against vulnerability, equipping my heart with armor I thought impenetrable. Yet as I ventured further into my journey of self-discovery and growth, I found that armor beginning to chafe, a sign that perhaps it was time to let down my guard. The process of rediscovering love was not a sudden awakening, but a gentle thaw, a gradual warming of a heart long accustomed to the cold. It began with self-love, a deep and abiding acceptance of myself, flaws and all. This foundation of self-love was crucial, for it taught me that my worth was not contingent on another's affection or approval, but intrinsic, immutable. From this place of strength and self-assurance, I began to navigate the world of relationships with a new perspective. I sought not completion, but complement. A partner who would stand beside me as an equal, each of us whole on our own, yet richer together. The journey led me to Maya. Our meeting was serendipitous, a chance encounter at a workshop focused on mindfulness and emotional resilience. In Maya, I found a kindred spirit, someone whose own journey of healing and growth mirrored my own. Our connection was immediate, yet we approached it with the caution of those who have known heartbreak, slowly peeling back the layers of our defenses to reveal the raw, unguarded truth of ourselves. With Maya, love was not a whirlwind, but a gentle breeze, steady and nurturing. It was built on a foundation of mutual respect, deep understanding, and shared values. We learned to communicate with honesty and vulnerability, to support each other in growth, and to cherish the moments of joy and companionship. As Maya and I began to weave our lives together, we were keenly aware that the foundation of our partnership was built not just on love, but on the lessons learned from our pasts. We understood that a lasting relationship required more than just mutual affection. It demanded active participation, communication, and a commitment to growth, both as individuals and as a couple. One of the first challenges we faced was navigating our differences. Despite our shared values and common goals, Maya and I came from diverse backgrounds, each with its own customs, traditions, and ways of seeing the world. Rather than allowing these differences to create distance between us, we embraced them as opportunities for enrichment and learning. We engaged in open, sometimes difficult conversations, striving to understand and appreciate the unique perspectives each of us brought to the relationship. Another crucial aspect of building our life together was maintaining our individuality. Both Maya and I had come to value the independence and self-discovery that had marked our journeys prior to meeting. We recognized that a healthy relationship did not entail losing ourselves in each other, but rather supporting one another in pursuing our passions and interests. This balance between togetherness and individuality became a cornerstone of our partnership, allowing us to grow together without losing sight of who we were as individuals. Perhaps the most rewarding aspect of our journey together was the creation of shared goals and dreams. Whether it was planning travels to places we both wished to explore, collaborating on creative projects, or simply envisioning the future of our relationship, These shared aspirations became a source of excitement and bonding. They were a reminder that our partnership was not just about navigating the day-to-day, but about building a life rich with shared experiences and mutual achievements. As Maya and I ventured further into our shared life, it became evident that love, while a powerful force, was not a panacea for the trials and tribulations that life invariably presents. Rather, it was our commitment to face these challenges together, armed with the lessons of our pasts and the strength of our bond, that truly tested the resilience of our partnership. One of the first significant hurdles we encountered was balancing our professional aspirations with our personal life. Both of us were deeply passionate about our careers, but this often meant long hours and the risk of letting work encroach upon our time together. It was a delicate dance, finding a way to support each other's goals while ensuring that our relationship remained a priority. Through open communication and mutual respect for each other's ambitions, we learned to navigate this challenge, carving out quality time together and celebrating each other's achievements as our own. Another challenge came in the form of external pressures, expectations from family, societal norms, and the comparison trap that social media often exacerbates. It was easy to feel as though our relationship had to conform to a certain mold or timeline, to question whether we were doing it right. Together, we learned to tune out the noise, to focus on what made our partnership fulfilling and meaningful to us. This required a conscious effort to reaffirm our values and goals, to remember that our journey was ours alone, not subject to the approval or understanding of others. Perhaps the most profound challenge we faced was dealing with loss. When Maya's father passed away unexpectedly, the grief was overwhelming, a tidal wave that threatened to pull us under. In this period of deep sorrow, our roles shifted. Support, comfort, and understanding became the pillars upon which Maya leaned. It was a stark reminder that part of loving someone is being there for them in their darkest hours, holding space for their pain while navigating your own. As Maya and I settled into the rhythm of our life together, we found ourselves embarking on what can best be described as an adventure of mutual discovery. It was an ongoing journey, one where each day offered new insights into our individual selves and into the essence of our partnership. This process of discovery was not always straightforward. It demanded vulnerability, curiosity, and an openness to both the familiar and the unknown. One of the most exciting aspects of this adventure was exploring new interests together. Whether it was cooking classes, hiking trails, or photography, each new activity was a window into previously unexplored parts of our personalities and passions. These experiences were not just about the activities themselves, but about the joy of learning and growing side by side, of being both teacher and student in the ever-evolving classroom of our relationship. But mutual discovery also meant delving into the deeper, more complex layers of our identities. It involved sharing our fears, our dreams, and the parts of ourselves that we kept guarded from the rest of the world. This level of emotional intimacy was both challenging and profoundly rewarding, as it required dismantling the walls we had built around our vulnerabilities. It was a testament to the trust and safety we had cultivated together, a space where we could be our most authentic selves without fear of judgment. Another dimension of our journey was the exploration of our cultural backgrounds and family histories. Maya and I come from diverse cultural landscapes, and this diversity was a rich tapestry to explore and celebrate. It was about more than just understanding our differences. It was about weaving those differences into the fabric of our shared life, creating a unique blend that was distinctly ours. As Maya and I continued on our journey together, we found ourselves increasingly drawn to the concept of embracing the unknown. Life, in its infinite complexity, is a tapestry of uncertainties. While this realization can be daunting, it also holds within it the seeds of immense possibility and growth. For us, choosing to face the unknown together was not merely a decision, but a declaration of our trust and commitment to each other. One of the first steps in this new chapter was deciding to embark on a journey abroad, a leap into a series of unfamiliar experiences and cultures. The idea was born out of a shared desire for adventure and a recognition of the transformative power of stepping out of our comfort zones. Planning this journey was an exercise in embracing uncertainty, from navigating the logistics of long-term travel to preparing ourselves mentally and emotionally for the myriad of experiences that lay ahead. This decision to travel was also a reflection of our shared values, a desire to live fully and to gather experiences rather than possessions. It was about creating memories that would weave into the fabric of our relationship, strengthening our bond and broadening our perspectives. But embracing the unknown extended beyond our travel plans. It permeated our approach to life and our relationship. We became more open to change, more adaptable in the face of life's inevitable shifts. Whether it was unexpected career opportunities, changes in our family dynamics, or simply the day-to-day uncertainties of life, we learned to navigate these waters together, leaning on each other for support and guidance. As Maya and I stood on the precipice of our next great adventure, it became increasingly clear that the essence of our partnership was not just in the grand gestures or the shared ambitions, but in the everyday moments that defined our life together. It was in these seemingly mundane instances that the depth of our connection and the strength of our bond were most vividly revealed. One of the most profound realizations was the importance of active listening and communication. Over time, we had honed our ability to truly hear each other, not just the words spoken, but the unspoken emotions and the subtle cues that conveyed so much more. This level of communication was the bedrock of our relationship, allowing us to navigate challenges with understanding and empathy. Another key element was the practice of gratitude. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to take for granted the person who stands beside you. Maya and I made it a point to regularly express our appreciation for each other, for the big things, but more importantly, for the small acts of kindness and love that often go unnoticed. This practice of gratitude enriched our relationship, fostering a deep sense of mutual respect and affection. We also learned the value of compromise and flexibility. True partnership is not about keeping score or insisting on one's own way, but about finding common ground and being willing to adapt for the sake of the other's happiness. This flexibility was a testament to our commitment to each other, a willingness to bend and evolve together. As Maya and I journeyed through life together, we found that our greatest achievements were not measured by the milestones we reached or the places we visited, but by the growth we experienced, both individually and as a couple. This journey of growth was punctuated by moments of joy, periods of challenge, and the constant undercurrent of love that propelled us forward. One of the cornerstones of our mutual growth was our commitment to personal development. We both understood that in order to contribute positively to our partnership, we needed to invest in ourselves. This meant dedicating time to our own interests and passions, pursuing goals that were important to us, and continuously seeking ways to expand our horizons. By supporting each other in these individual pursuits, we found that not only did our own lives become more enriched, but our relationship deepened, fueled by a shared enthusiasm for life's endless possibilities. Another critical aspect of our journey was facing challenges together. Life, as it tends to do, threw us curveballs, testing the strength of our bond and our resilience as partners. Whether it was navigating career changes, dealing with health scares, or managing the intricacies of family dynamics, each challenge required us to lean on each other, to communicate openly, and to make decisions that reflected our mutual best interests. These experiences, though often difficult, were invaluable in teaching us the true meaning of partnership and the strength that comes from facing life's storms hand in hand. Perhaps the most profound aspect of our growth together was learning the art of forgiveness and the importance of patience. No relationship is perfect, and as we navigated the complexities of ours, we encountered moments of frustration and misunderstanding. However, we learned that forgiveness was a powerful tool for healing and moving forward. Patience, too, became a guiding principle, allowing us to give each other the space to make mistakes, to learn, and to grow at our own pace. As Maya and I stand at this juncture, looking back on the journey we have shared, I am struck by the depth of our experiences and the growth that has permeated every facet of our partnership. This story, our story, is one of love, resilience, and the unyielding power of companionship. It is a testament to the fact that while the path of true partnership may be fraught with challenges, it is also replete with moments of profound joy and fulfillment. Reflecting on our journey, I am reminded of the importance of cherishing each moment, of living fully in the present while also being mindful of the future we are building together. Maya and I have learned that the essence of a lasting relationship is not found in grand gestures or idyllic moments, but in the quiet, everyday acts of kindness, understanding, and love. We have also come to understand that a true partnership is dynamic, ever evolving as each individual grows and changes. Embracing this change, supporting each other's individual journeys while also nurturing our shared path, has been the cornerstone of our relationship. It has allowed us to build a bond that is both strong and flexible, capable of withstanding the tests of time. Looking forward, we are filled with a sense of anticipation for the adventures that lie ahead. We recognize that our journey is far from over. It is a continuous voyage of discovery, learning, and love. We are excited to explore new horizons, to face the challenges and embrace the opportunities that the future holds together.